I'm just glad, I mean, granted, my hair is dyed, but by the time my biological father was like 25, like 90% of his hair was gray, and I don't even know if he has hair right now. So, you know, there's that. Okay, so we're still doing recipe for turnabout. Oh god, we were talking to the old man. What were we doing with the old man? I don't remember what was going on at all. Let's try moving around. Okay, this seems right. Okay. January 7th, Treban Kitchen. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again, but the place is open for business. Can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Yeah, this is true. That's bad business, actually. Why is RC... What happened? But yes, welcome, welcome. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Oh. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we need to talk to him most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Maybe. He seems kind of skeevy. Hey, what's going on, Eric? I mean, usually same, but I was like, you know what? I feel like growing it out and seeing how it goes. So, that's how things have been going. Like, my beard, I'm not gonna let it get much longer than this, because, like, my beard used to be down to, like, my chest, but it just starts getting really hard to manage after a while, because it doesn't like to do what I want it to do. So, at this length, it at least stays, like, shaped nicely. You really wouldn't qualify anybody who cooks there a chef? Well, I mean, they're still a cook. I mean, a lot of people like to be really anal about the word chef, but you don't have to have a degree to consider yourself a chef. You just gotta, you know, enjoy the craft, I would say. Is there anything new? Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick, this container has oysters. Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. Oyster sauce is for fried rice. Calm down, Maya. We already took the bottle. Is there anything new here? Yeah, that's the mirror. Oh, it's his stupid poetry. Sorry, I skipped over it because we read that last time. It's a crappy poem. It like has no end, really. It's just, it's a crappy poem. Yeah, true. Typically the chief cook at a restaurant, all right? Yeah, and I mean, I guess technically you can still have a chief cook at McDonald's. It would be the person with the most seniority, I'm guessing. Okay, well, let's see, maybe we can talk to... Let's go to the detention center. January 7th, detention center, visitor's room. Oh, she's back! Okay. Oh, Mr. Wright! Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm gonna stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. How? You're in jail! Where's your phone? Can you blog from jail? I don't know. Use soy sauce for rice. I like using soy sauce like to top like white rice, but usually if I make fried rice, I use oyster sauce like to cook it with, because it gives it that nice flavor. It's been a while since I've made fried rice, actually. Oh, I should do that. I have all this ham left still. I should make fried rice later. Poison sauce is best sauce. I don't think I've actually had very much of that. Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, I don't like saying it like that at all. Well, he was, yeah, all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway. Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? Also, give me just a second. Something real quick. Especially with duck. I have had duck like twice in my life. I don't remember it being bad. It's just, it's kind of expensive for the amount of bird you get. I mean, it and like pheasant. That's why I usually eat a lot of chicken and turkey, and obviously those are like the main fowl around here, so they're very cheap. Okay, we're good to go. I had to mess with... Huh. Contradictions. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is that the other guy that I saw at the victim's table, he was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder in the coffee cup? Well, yeah, but obviously he was lying. Obviously. So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. Yeah, the CD we saw in his CD player, but we didn't grab it because the lady was scaring us. Yeah, exactly. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It's... MC Bomber. The MC Bomber, Maya. The name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. Oh, it's a lot of things, Maya. Okay, after the incident. You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn Elg, collapsed, right? Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Trebian. No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? Of course it's important! God, everything's important! Bot? Hello, Adventure Kid. Okay, that's weird. Wait. The entire case. I know. Sorry, I felt like I needed to lower the mic a bit. And there we go. Yeah, it's super important, Maggie. The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old Seedy wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means that Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No, you don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. What? Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess. Maggie? Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know. Things that man says don't really add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old Seedy. Okay, present... dirty old man. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. What? Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better. Yeah, and his bulbous, like, nose that feels like it could explode at any moment. I don't really like that so much. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Okay. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, It's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. What? Oh, okay. How about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, Maya, that's not how that fucking works. No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. A woman? That changes everything! Oh, God. Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Yeah, it kind of does. It's gross when he, like, touches it, and it's nasty. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. Yeah, we already know it's the long-haired chick with the bandages. And she had kind of a cackling laugh. Creepy? Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Because you have, you dumb. Oh, God. Ace Ventura twist, exactly. Maybe I should present her! I know I used to be on the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. Are you f***ing kidding me? Don't let it get to you, Maggie, you dumb. Okay, so it's not, okay, it's gotta be Creepy Lady. There's like nobody else it could be. Do I have anything else I can present? Sometimes I wonder that too. Like, damn. Oh yeah! Present Gumshoe's lunch! I forgot about that! Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love. You're going to love my wieners. Really? What is it? A lunchbox, just for you. Here. I wonder if she hates wieners. Maybe she hates wieners. Man didn't pass the bar, he fell over. Probably. Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies, too. Okay, I think she likes the weenies. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Oh, she's gonna hate his weenies, though. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. Is she gonna throw his weenie on the ground? Are you not gonna eat his weenies? You're not gonna eat his weenies! Wow! Rude. Yeah, the whole system is wacky. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are rules. They'll lock you up if you break them. Somehow, when an ex-cop turned waitress says it, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. You sounded like you loved weenies 10 seconds ago. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But... She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But I guess so. You were the one who wanted the weenies earlier. Don't be so indecisive about the weenies. Gumshoe's lunchbox eaten with Maya in front of Bird. And we were just like sitting there like eating it in front of her. I don't know. Versus Japanese, yeah. Eat the damn weenies. Well, how was it? That hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Wow. Come on. She didn't... Well, I ate the damn weenies. Well... Okay, never mind. I guess we gotta go back to Tender Lender. She didn't take the weenies. I'm sorry, Gumshoe. She didn't want your weenies. We ate the weenies. The maid servant just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet, too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. I'm watching videos online and catching up on my Asian soap operas. Gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No, just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Oh, really? Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big. Yeah, I know. It's just like, really, guys? Really? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe, we have bad news. She hates your weenies. You can't be here right now. He'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? We got big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus! A virus! A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. No, it's a different kind of virus. Not quite that one. And thank you, Janene. I mean, she always wants the burgers, but we never see her eating the burgers. Probably because she doesn't actually mean burgers in just the localization is different. Okay, dude, what's going on? I gotta talk to you about Tenderlander. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. Yes. No matter how poor you get, you can never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay? If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. Gumshoe, I don't understand how you're still such a big guy when you don't eat ever. We're not thinking about borrowing money, detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tenderlander is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Yeah, life hacks from Gumshoe. All right, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did you just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? Better find out what the story is with this lady. I don't know. Could he possibly be talking about this lady? That's the girl who works over at Tenderlander. You wanna stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kinda unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? I don't know, being dead? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Oh, who's a mob's boss, I bet. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cavaderinis? That's one scary sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police force. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No! We're just trying to figure out the other parts, sir. We're only a man and a confused lady. Well, I guess we're both confused. No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Man, come on, Phoenix. We just dealt with, like, horrible, like, corruption in the police force earlier. I'm sure this isn't that much different. Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They got too much moolah. Moolah, as in money, you dumb. Phoenix? Are you, what is? They pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tenderlander, I take it? Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tenderlender? All right, Zender, I'll be here. Sorry, I didn't get some messages. Try not to answer the phone too much, but like sometimes I know I'm gonna be streaming for a while. So if it's my mom or something, I gotta answer right away. I don't know, pal, but I heard she and the boss at Tenderlender are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. From the sounds of it, she's like got his balls in a vice lock. So I don't know if I'd call that a healthy relationship. Yeah, no one except Phoenix apparently. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? Oh yeah, I forgot Maya, you don't know. Thanks. I don't know. Neither does Gumshoe! What? Look, I just go with the flow, all right, pal? Here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus, sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Apparently I don't know what moolah is. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine, I'm no expert, but I can at least explain what the basics are to the two of you. What's a virus? A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Shut up and let me explain things! Imagine all the case data you got stored on your PC here at the station. A virus could wipe out all of that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Please tell me you know what that word means. Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Huh, just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? I don't know, because they're assholes? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Hey, it's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold. Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Shut up, Maya! Stop making up fucking situations! What? Where? When and why did this conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. Educational. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. I know, exactly. Wait. Have I heard the name before? What are you guys talking about? They just said they heard, but what? In layman's terms, exactly. Wait, is it called MC Bomber? Wait, what? Zid, the stupid name, I remember now. I thought so, here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick, what's going on? It's okay, Maya, you don't have to cry about it. Please stop. The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber. So it wasn't, so it wasn't a music CD, it was a virus? So the guy made a, why would he make, made a virus maybe to clear all of their allegations? Oh, this is way different than what I was expecting. What? Yeah, the virus that's infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head of honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know, some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. I mean, it always feels like we're in a fantasy movie with you involved, Maya, because your head's always in the clouds. Apparently, the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. Focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions? A virus could be worth that much? Oh boy. MC Bomber updated in the court record. Oh man. I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Oh. Oh no. Oh, Gumshoe, no. Oh no, sweet boy, no. Lunchbox? You remember the weenies? I hate weenies! Oh yeah, those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? I don't like this at all. Yeah, exactly. Well, it was delicious. Yeah, that's what she said. Really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? Oh no. Oh, he made a second batch of weenies. What do you mean? Ah, he made more weenies! I made a jumbo lunchbox. Ah, no! Gumshoe, you don't understand. She doesn't want your weenies. Oh. Do me a favor, pal, and deliver this. This sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that. I wouldn't say it was joy. It was joy until she realized it was from him. Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these too. Gumshoe's lunchbox. A tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. It's not too bad. Like, I can stand all day. Like, my body is used to that from working, like, retail and stuff. I just usually sit down, but it does feel kind of nice. Like, not to worry about having to, like, shift around or anything like that. Like, honestly, when I was streaming from the other room in the house, I was in a standing setup, like, the whole time. But that's mostly because the only chair I had was a really crappy stool, and I could only sit in that thing for, like, 30 minutes before I was like, this is terrible, and I hate it. But so far, so good. As long as I keep, like, moving around. As long as you guys don't mind seeing me kind of like shift from side to side, you know, to keep my feet from getting like sore or something like that. Gumshoe's lunchbox given to Maya. Again. I really can't eat anymore. Oh, I don't want it! Okay, well, let's try to give her... It's time for Weenies Take 2. Oh, we can't. She gone. Maybe we give the weenies to somebody here. Do you want my weenies? No? Oh wait, let's go to blue screens. I wonder if we can show her the MC Bomber CD. Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that date. Okay, this is where she says fuck you. Okay. What? Okay, she doesn't want to talk about it. Okay, well, let's go back to, Tenderlander. The head bandage. Present her with her dad? Oh, grandpa, sorry. This man is your grandfather, right? Carrying a picture like that around with you should watch your back. Thanks for the advice. The family is always watching me from the shadows. The family? I thought I saw something suspicious under the corner of that rug. One wrong move and you might disappear forever. This feels like Halloween, only a whole lot more real and a whole lot scarier too. Okay, well, maybe I have what I need to open her psych locks. Let's see. Take that! There's only 4. The head bandage. You said that the bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Well, donuts? Not donuts! Huh? I baked them myself, homemade donuts. Have one. What's inside? Jam and... I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. Guess that was a flop. Okay, that was a flop. What happened to this woman for her to have such a huge bandage around her head? There must be some piece of evidence that'll prompt her to tell me what happened. Car repair bill? Take that! Okay, it was the car crash. I thought it was the bike because the bike's really fucked up, but you know. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis. Yes, it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. All right then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. Grandpa! Take that! I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars, and someone pulled out in front of me. Someone? That dick! It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right? I don't know. They ran away, or so I heard. Ran away? If they'd stayed, I'd have... Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been... Take that! Yeah, it's obvious because he's the only one with this shitty scooter. It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident. It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. Come on. We collided, the motorbike, and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he? It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it! Yeah, I don't think you can just run away from that usually, yeah. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in the traffic accident on his bike. Because his bike is a piece of shit.
Take that!
It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? Hi! How are you doing, Hermosa? Welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day so far. And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. The whole thing is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible. Perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it! But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Probably millions. Very, very, very expensive. She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I'm doing great today. I had mac and cheese before stream, so I feel pretty good. And we're kind of unraveling this case, slowly but surely. But I'm glad that you're doing well today. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Crap. Who else? Probably because of Bruto again?
Take that!
Yeah, because he was gonna fucking murder him, most likely. Okay. Yeah. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money? $1 million. 1 million! Yeah, it is a lot of money for an operation. That's just a lot of money. I did it! I only messed up once! Yes! No Anna command. Well, it's because she has a different Anna command. I really should have a command for her, though, at least to shout her out. But there's that. She's got a few audio commands. Head bandage. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really? What's going on? I just got like a lot of notifications. Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks! My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. He poisoned him so he could steal the virus and sell it on the black market and use that money to get out of debt with the mob. Ah, he's the killer. Compensation. Senator remembers Cal and eggs. Anna remembers a lot of things. And you're not working. Nice. Yeah, it's good to have some time to relax, for sure. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre had said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadavarini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me. Not about my grandfather. Oh no! Oh, we made the creepy girl cry! Oh, now I feel kind of bad even though she's terrifying. But I knew that wasn't really true. Well, I'm sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. Oh! He said it was all for me, so I helped him. Oh! You helped him? In what way? Are you the one that supplied the poison? Here, take these. What are these? Medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadavarini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse. Okay, well, bye, I guess. $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Also, I don't know, too many weenies. Should have got health insurance. I know, you figure she would have had mob health insurance or something. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. And he did both. Is everything all right, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah, I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bill thrown into the trash. It's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. Solid gold, Nick, gold! Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know, but let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled! Because it's completely dazzling. I can see up my nose in the reflection. That's gotta be really distracting. Yeah, you do have a very good memory, Anna. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. Okay, well, I guess, we're gonna go to Vitamin Square. And then we're gonna go to here. Let's see if he's in the kitchen. Anybody in the kitchen? Nope. Let's go back to the detention center. Nope. Let's go to the criminal affairs department. Let's present that. What do you think about this, Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, pal. Yeah, okay. He's not gonna talk to me about that. Well, where the hell could I go? I have all of this stuff. How about this? What do you think about this? He doesn't think about anything. Come on, Gumshoe! Okay, well, this proves that he was at Trevian that day. So I don't know what the hell else we're supposed to go here, I guess. Okay, that's not gonna help us. Hello? Slide. Anybody over here? Must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all the police tape around it. That stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking on the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Then why could I picture you doing just that? 'Cause you have an odd imagination, sir. Okay, so, hello? Maybe I do have to go to blue screens. The only place I haven't gone. Okay, oh, Glenn's troubles. Okay, I think I have what I need to talk to her. Let's present the Magatama.
Take that!
Take that! I think she only has 2? Or 3. 3, okay. Glenn's troubles. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service? What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Ms. Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's troubles have something to do with this?
Take that!
Like, 500? That's a lot of bad tickets. What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn Elg, he had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. No, it is! How is it not? Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time, but 500 times? Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. L's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Shit. Everyone loves to gamble. What? Be careful. If you're careless, you could lose everything. Your money, people's trust, etc. I got that one wrong. Ooh, that cost me 2. Oh, I don't like that. How is... Oh, no. It's the winning lottery ticket. Okay. Oh, whatever. Phoenix is here. You might be running stuff in Final Fantasy XIV. The lottery, horse racing. He bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Oh, she's sweaty. Oh, she's sweaty. Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble? Perhaps. No. You are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000? Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? I hate how twitchy she is. It is true that Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. I guess I gotta pull out the profile of Tigre? Yeah, okay. Because he said someone. Furio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. Like you're one to talk. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No. I mean about Mr. Elg. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew each other in the form of this goddamn calendar! Furio Tigre, aka the tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would want to talk with him about would be his debt. No. It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I would think. That's still quite a bit. Ouch, yeah. But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming, like programming a virus. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this? Ah! Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. No! Yeah, that's right. Get that lock out of here. Unlock successful. Good job, me. Glenn's troubles, tell me all about it. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Shut up, Basil. That's pretty cheap. Yeah, true, but I mean, he probably was just gonna get as much as he needed to get out of debt. You know, he could have probably gotten a lot more. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work. Something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Pt.21. Shh. Maya, can you ever be helpful in the investigation? Where do you come up with these ideas? Second. Yeah, where does she come up with these ideas? Risky extra work, yeah. So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable! Gumshoe was right for a change. Wow. Don't talk shit about Gumshoe. Be a good boy. You want to be a waitress and get tips and eat free? I mean, I think you'd make a really good waitress. And I mean, you're really nice. You're also cute. And you're very good at remembering things. So that's like 3 for 3 in the waitressing department. You also have to have good balance, I think. That definitely helps, and I'm pretty sure you do. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar, that was his deadline for repaying his debts. MC Bomber update in the court record. Computer virus made by Glenn Elg. Potentially worth millions of dollars. And you're welcome, Matt. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. It's okay, Anna, just move to Texas, and you and Hylian can both just work at the restaurant, and then you can get free burgers and stuff. Perfect. Glenn Elg's losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. Wow, I was just like, whatever, I don't need this. Use the trash can, Nick. Well, I don't care. Okay, do you know anything about her? Would you mind? Okay, she doesn't know anything about that. Okay. I guess we should go talk to Gumshoe. Because I don't think we're getting anything else out of this thing. Oh, something's happening at Pt.21. Oh, hello. Bonjour. I have been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to yous fellas. No, you. I hate him. Ah, it's Zinnia. Who are you calling Zinnia? Ah. Come out from under the table already, Maya. You would eat a whole burger. I really wanted a burger earlier because it was really sad. If you guys know what a Fuddruckers is, or if you don't know what it is, a Fuddruckers is a restaurant that specializes in like really big burgers, and they have like an open salad bar and stuff. We have one in town, but it's apparently permanently closed like a week or so ago. Because obviously there's been a lot less business for a lot of restaurants due to current events. It really sucks. Like, there's one the next town over, but it was really nice having that like close by. So it kind of sucks that it's like just shut down now. Heard of Fuddruckers from Hey Ash, what you playing? Like, Fuddruckers, I really like it. Like, it's definitely not like super cheap, but also I made Duo sad from Duolingo, apparently. Thanks for trying to guilt trip me, language program. I know I need to learn more Spanish, but I'm busy. I'm sorry. Yeah, but they were famous. They also had a 1 pound burger that's like gigantic. But it's still sad when stuff like that closes down. There's been a few local restaurants that closed down because they just weren't making the business that they needed. But anyway, enough about that. That's kind of downer talk. But just make sure to support your local businesses when you can, because especially in times like these, it's very important to them. Like Walmart and other huge corporations, they can go a long time not making as much money and be totally fine. But small businesses rely on the consumer like 100%. Okay, hand it over. What? You want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers now. Uh-oh. Think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That goes dumber than an eggplant. Wow, this guy's he's a churro. You'd give no straws to people to save the planet. See, yeah, that's fine. You gotta save the turtles. Yous want to know what's sad? I tells you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. Wow, this guy's... I hate this guy now. She thinks she got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm gonna expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that, too. What? What? We. Mr. Armstrong? Forgive me, just so I cannot argue with him. What? Did he just fucking knock me out? Ugh. What? That really hurt. Is that all you's got? I'll be taking those papers now. What the fuck? Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait, no! Is he gonna burn the medical papers? Wait, don't take it too hard, Phoenix, right? Oh, it is. I hate this guy. That's so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Well, we died. Good game, everybody. Oh, hold it, pal. Yes! Gumshoe! Please save me with your big muscular arms. Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Hello, come on, Gumshoe. Keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But, go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Gumshoe! All right, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. Get out from under the table, Maya. I told you before. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender Lender is going down. to be continued right now because we're gonna do it. We're gonna beat the dude. We're gonna do the trial. Save your progress up to this point. Yes, please. Hell yeah. January 8th, 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. We still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? No, yeah, of course. I saw that, the little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You'd better get going to the defendant's seat. Take my weenies! Take the weenies! Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Wait! The weenies! Hey, pal! Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She don't need that. Gumshoe shows up at the right time, exactly. Yeah, use that instant ramen strength. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Shut up, Maya! He took it for testing! What's wrong with this lady? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. Even I remember it, and it's been weeks since I've given it to him. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. You gave it to him yourself! Phoenix, you dumbass! This is a small bottle that turned up in Trebian's kitchen a couple days ago. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. Got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's, medication. It's his medication! Medication! Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? He stole his fucking ear medicine? What is wrong with this dude? Not Gumshoe, but, Armstrong. Wait, for ears, you mean? Yeah, it's medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Wow, yeah, that guy's weird. The victim's ear medicine found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. Of course, it's covered in the fingerprints of Armstrong. Or maybe Tiger, I don't know. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but that's gonna weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today, got it? Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. And it is Phoenix Wright, by the way.
Sup, ho?
Hi, Seer! Welcome. Yes, we are objecting to all the badness. January 8th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good, then we'll get underway at once. But how are you doing today, Seer? Yesterday, we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder in the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. You're doing? Well, that's good to hear. Doing is better than doing bad. Remember. Yeah, see, it's the coffee guy. The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank it with his right hand, but according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Drinking pumpkin. Oh, that does sound good. Yeah. Phoenix Strong? Yeah, exactly. No, that's his twin brother. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left ear was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Tastes more like pumpkin, but a Fallon isn't bad. I'd have to try it. I haven't really tried too many seasonal beers. But I wouldn't mind trying new stuff. It is so cool. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. What the what? You lost me already, Mr. Godot. Oktoberfest is great. I've heard. I actually haven't tried that one. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. Oh! Tara, thank you so much for the subscription! Welcome on in, how are you doing today? Oh, also, guys, I added a couple more channel point things. They're very small, but it has to do with the fact that I am standing up for this stream. So, if you want to hurt me, go ahead and do it. Well, it won't really hurt me. It's probably something I should do more anyway. And Rubik, welcome! Oh, you guys both did squats. How fast did you guys get to the page when I said that? Oh. How many? Jesus. I should put a limit. Okay. Oh, Dez. Hi, Dez. Why did you react as soon as I said pain? Why? Well, it's just 30 squats and biceps. Hi, how are you doing today, Dez? Here, just saying. You do them all with me. Turn it off. Been here all the time waiting for your revenge for what? What did I do to you, Dez? I did nothing. Even though you were gonna expose me in front of all of my friends. Yes, welcome. Okay. Okay, well, I guess first things first, we'll just we'll go and I thought that we were talking about the other. Wait, was it the one friend thing? I thought we were talking about the horny. Maybe it was both. I don't really have secrets so much. But do them well or it won't count. Well, I mean, only one way to really do squats. Oh, yeah. Okay. 30. Want it? I don't. It's literally just got a picture of Joseph Joestar. But, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I guess. Oh, my knees are gonna hate this. That's what I told her. I told her I was horny on Maine. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. What? What? Are we holding on? What are we holding on about? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, that was a pop. All right. Oh, you're doing them too. See? It's good for everyone. Thank you. I have like other friends that who's like two. Well, local friends. Damn. Come on, Des. You can't call me out in front of all my people. I have other friends. I have friends in high places and low places. Like all kinds of places. Because elevation is different all over that. Who's on that? Like the two friends I talk about, Emmy and Demi. Because they literally live like 10 minutes away from me. Actually, it's that way. We gonna fight? Well, come over here, Seer. Come over here. Come at me, bro. Oh god, leaning that way reminded me that my muscles are legs. My legs have muscles. There's only two friends. I didn't say that, Des. What the heck happened? Nothing. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Work? No! 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm only using the 35-pound weights because I have like 50-pound weights, but that's a little much for to do for a long time. Oh god, you got 10 more squats. Okay. Give me a second. You can take 5 minutes? Okay. We'll take a minute. I should probably limit that to like 50 until I feel more comfortable. I always forget that I can limit things. Okay, well, let's play a little bit more and then I'll get those in there, don't worry. I've already done 30. Okay, let's keep going for a second. Very well, let the first witness take the stand. I guess I could always try to do them while I'm talking, too. That might be weird. You do a lot of squats. Yeah, that's the thing, and I gotta keep doing them daily so I can keep, like, doing more. And so you can get them buns. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, no. I understand that completely. So that's why I was like, today, I am standing up and streaming. That's what we're doing today. So it's okay. This is to motivate all you people out there, too, in front of the TV and or computer, wherever you happen to be. We're gonna get fit together. Gonna be swole. Yeah, well, when I first did squats, I was doing them wrong because I kept going like all the way down to the ground, but that's not a squat. A squat is just when you basically get down to the sitting position and go back up. So I was like doing way too much, and I'm like, because squats are pretty much working on your leg muscles, you know. Well, I mean, the other things also, but it's a little too much. But yeah, when you're really tall, it makes it a lot harder. You do like 200. Okay, and I need... okay, never mind. That's going to sound weird. I was going to say, I need to see you doing 200 squats. It'll motivate me. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, though. It's okay. One day. Yeah, no, because it's good to take a rest day and then do, like, every other day. A lot of people do upper body and then lower body. One, like, so that way you can keep working out, but you work out different sections. You need to see, yeah, exactly. Motivation time. You know, 10 minutes between lessons. Yeah, ugh. A full squat can go all the way. Yeah, I can't do full squats very easily. I think I need to get used to a regular squat before I go lower. Oh, and you are? Oh, bonjour, everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and the head chef of Tresbian restaurant. Enchante. Yeah, I mean, I have pretty strong, like, knees and ankles. I just, like, the few times I've done it, I don't think I warmed up properly, and things pop, and then I'm like, I don't think I should be doing this as much. I don't really want to, like, pull a muscle. Oh, I don't like how his ass is so ass. Armstrong has scoliosis. He might. Oh, man. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am la pert and perky gentleman, non? I don't... That's him talking, not me. On the day of the incident, you were in Trebien's kitchen. Isn't that right? With you, monsieur. Huh? Everything feels right. Oh no! Oh no, he horny! Oh no, he horny! Boy horny! Ah. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? He loved you a long time, yeah. Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Trebien. We volunteers. Witness testimony at Trebien. Okay, before I start this testimony, let me get those other 10 squats in. Because I'm feeling... Oh. I'm actually going lower than my computer chair, so... But not as low as I could. All right. Whew. When it all happened, there were just my 2 customers in the restaurant. There are more than 2, he's lying. You prove Armstrong and Godot. Power couple. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decos that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. What? Gym instructor tell you that way you get a firm butt? Yeah. Squats? Yeah. Squats help out in a lot of different ways. Perhaps that is what la old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and the glasses. He would have seen everything in reverse, non? Oh, you know, that's true. Mirror? Un grand mirror. The most enormous mirror. Where is this mirror? Where is the mirror? And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I hate everything about this. Oh, And who were the 2 customers? Exactly. Eyes, of course. The young man who died, and the other not-so-young man. You're referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Also, Viola said she was there. There were 4 people in there. 5 minutes are nearly up. Oh no! It's showtime. I did them. I don't know if you stepped away, but I did them, like, right before I started with the witness stuff. Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. You doing that thing? We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? Guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today? You're not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did, just a few moments ago. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decoction? No, Art Deco, as in style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah, yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of la decor. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Where is this large mirror? How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Oof, something about 4 meters wide and, about 2 meters high. Wait, why would you make it that wide, but only that tall? Let's see, if 1 meter is about a yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge! I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. The ceiling? Is there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. None, but I decided not to go through it in the end. What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? Press! If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But... You didn't ask, trite. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work. Shut up, Kudo! What? The mirror was delivered to Trebien the day before the incident. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Trebien, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. If you want to doubt someone, trite, look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. Shut up, Godot! So the witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. That's what I was thinking too. I'm pretty sure that she was wearing a uniform. Perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, trite, even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, trite. Shut up, Godot! Not the hair! I do not have a top knot! Mr. Godot is correct, and he is super cool. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. The end logic has won the day. Oh, fuck you. Look up there. Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse? Hey, Nick, we should take a second and think about what old Seedy said in his testimony. How did he phrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question you can lock me if it was wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. He saw everything he described reflected in the mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh? That clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Kinda hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but... You think old Seedy saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. Gotta be something in that old man's testimony. Gotta dig deeper. I need to save game. So if that was on the left, then that would be on the right, but...
Objection!
But the earpiece was definitely on the left side. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? Man, I feel so smart when I do things the first time. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up, but if I'm wrong, it was his left ear without a doubt. So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactamente. You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it's not so hard, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in the mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Yeah, explain that with your ass. Order, order! Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye. Why are you objecting? Shut up, Kudo. How bitter. Trite, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume. I broke the vase, sorry apology, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony. Exactly, the old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point, the old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I think his thoughts only get muddled when there's, like, lady ass involved. I saw the earpiece, those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh, yes, they were both on his left ear. Did you hear? His left ear. Yeah? Very good impression. Huh, well, trite. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was old seedy for a minute there. Kudo's good. Enough! I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. And bad luck, Nick. Looks like your boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash. I don't like that at all. Please don't. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of the restaurant. Just saying, I'm gonna take another swig of water. Remember, kids, whether you're working out or just living your life, make sure you drink lots of H2O. It's good for your body. The mirror. Lord, is everyone sitting comfortably? I don't like that. La mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There's only one seat from which you would have seen an image of la victim. Well, I mean, I don't have any Coke, though. That was the seat at the table next to the victim. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. And 2 or 3 drops. You need a little more water than that, Anna. Please, stay hydrated. I worry sometimes. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Of course, I also have this fireball, which I started drinking last night. Much to my... I was like, man, I probably shouldn't. And then I did anyway. And then I was like, man, you drink 2 liters of water. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah. I see no problems with the explanation we have just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am! Confusing all the men like this. I don't like that. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Shut up, Kudo! I hate this guy. He said he didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteers, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright, you cross-examination, if you please. Ha! He didn't touch anything aside from that? Oh, no! You mean he didn't touch... What? Witness's statement is clearly false. No, he did touch that, though! Oh, maybe I'm supposed to... Maybe it's supposed to be the winning lottery ticket. It's not. What? What? What the fuck is it? He did touch things. Supposed to show the empty bag? Nope, not that either. What the maybe that's the wrong statement. Or maybe okay, I probably need to press. Let's press. I'm gonna load though. Because I just lost a lot of health. Let's press. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Look who's talking, trite. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom! Rabian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, trite. Man, fuck you, Godot. I tell you, Monsieur, the mirror was there in the middle of the restaurant. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat? Okay, now they're gonna yell at me again because the mirror would be in the way everywhere else. Why, Monsieur, it's obvious, non? If you look at the plans, you will understand. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. You were sitting at the table next to him, you would have seen everything, non? So that's the old seat he was sitting in on that day, when the poisoning happened. The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kinda odd? After a terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it's not in the way. Naturally, I didn't touch anything else. Okay. Let me check something. Because he said he knocked over the but it's not knocked over! Hi, Seer, thank you so much for 14 months. Hell yes. Thank you so much for being here. Accept my tasty nudes. Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradict Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is a letter of apology that was written by a Mr. Kudo, is it not? I realize it looks useless, Your Honor, but this is still a testimony. Ah, I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things. Shut up, Godot! What relevance does this scrap of paper have to do with the trial, Mr. Wright? You wanna go make yourself some nudes, but like healthier ones? Oh, okay. That's fine. Once you do that, you should send me a picture, because you know I always like seeing what you cook up. Okay. I have nothing to slap! I'm too high for slapping! Here. That's like a slap, right? Yeah. Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honor. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. Take that! This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that? What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Huh, sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. God damn, Godot is a dick. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? Take that! There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all!
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly! There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Très Bien that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu! Don't try to confuse the court, Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Yeah. Fuck you, Godot. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we returned back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? Huh. You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Trite, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? First, let me save the game. If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. What a mistake. The victim was a phony. I'm gonna say the victim was a phony. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Wait, what? Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Welcome, Link. Wow, okay, you just gotta have that long-ass animation. That's cool, I guess. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Why, Gramps, why don't you clear out of here, huh? I don't think that's how you're supposed to talk to Judge Man. What did you say? Right, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. Get real, trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. That's the servant girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Objection. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was a scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Oh la la, this is most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Très Bien that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense without it. You will accurately explain in detail the events of the restaurant that day. Oui. In the restaurant. La victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Mon Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, there was no time for a phony to do the acting. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Je vous demand pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. That's not what you do when you're in court. Dumb. Oh, gosh. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. That's right, Judge. I will decide how to punish you later. Oui. Yeah. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. Plus, I'm pretty sure he's an accomplice, so he in a lot of trouble. Took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Yeah, exactly. Dun-dun. In the restaurant. Hold it! Was he alone at his table as well? Ah, sweet. I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table. Huh. Unfortunately for you, trite. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. Ah, it's true. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. Stop talking about coffee! What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love! It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden, and I don't like that at all. I don't remember, yeah. Oops. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So, old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. Crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived, so the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time, do nothing now, can I? Please. Time of day will be added to the witness's testimony. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? Glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. Please, judge. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure about the time? When I think really hard, I'm sure it was just after 2. Oui, it is the time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Quite right, I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it in time. That's bad. I guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. His own homemade blend, yeah, it's awful. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. I gotcha, Harry. I need to get milk too, actually. There were no other customers. So your only customers were Mr. Kudo and the victim. How many times do you need to ask the same thing, trite? You'd never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant, but you're wasting your time. You can't grind a bird seed to make coffee if you catch my drift. No, but there's a hole in this testimony somewhere, I'm sure of it. Did you see him? None, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I remember him shouting, yes, $500,000. Presumably the defendant heard that too, then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dove. What about Mr. Kudo? The old man choked on some bird seeds that are stuck in his throat. Seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur. Sorry, what do you mean? There is the renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and the tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong. Oh, he was writing poetry? Clarice? Oui, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef and $500,000 of debt. Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on a lottery. It is called Pourquoi. It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for the court. Please don't. Yeah, please don't. There was no time for the phony to do the acting. Okay, I don't know about that. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked the old man to call from the payphone. By your own argument, trite. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, the opportunity would completely disappear. Indeed. Bien, it seems the shadow of doubt has been lifted. Yes, Sipa. I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to the case, huh? Absolutely. Someone was impersonating Mr. Elg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged his act? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in his testimony. Okay. Oops. Looks very twitchy right there. Shit. Not quite sure. Also, if you guys give me a second, I have been standing for like 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the camera and microphone down and sit for a bit. Ugh. Plus, I can really feel those. I just realized I like muted myself right before I said stuff. Glad that I just have it like on a tripod-y thing. There we go. Very good. Okay. Oh, now I gotta figure out what the problem is with this. Later, we got word he won the lottery. Got very excited. Yeah, I'd be excited too if I won the lottery. All right, Adventure Kid, you have a good one. What is this? 1,000, 500,000. Okay. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death is between 1:30 and 2:30. No, that did nothing. Okay, that's probably something I have to use later on, because I'm not entirely sure. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that didn't help. He's penalizing me. Crap. Wrong track. Oh. Wait a second. I just realized something when I was looking at the... Okay, so it always happens at 1:30, which means that he didn't show up at 2! No, fuck! I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second. I figured it out. I feel dumb now. You just gotta pay attention to all the evidence. Yeah, there's no way. Because that happens at 1:30, so he couldn't have been there after 2. You done? Yeah! You done goofed! I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That must be the show Al was listening to. I can't see any problems with the testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Trite, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. And it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on air at 1:30. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. None! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. The victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Trebian that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection!
Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. Sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What? What is this? What are you talking about? What is this, Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony... Sorry, I keep forgetting I can zoom with this thing. There's only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Arrgh! I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's in the kitchen. That's like the only place. Like, damn, son. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to the examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. So, I made Duo sad. If you don't know who Duo is the owl for Duolingo, and they are really, really pushing to get me. I really gotta resume my lessons tonight. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. Elg concealed? Inside trade. It would have. They messed up there. It should be it'd have or it would have. They just had too many words slapped into there. But no, I have to learn more Spanish so I can talk more with Anna. And also, I have another cosplayer friend who doesn't know very much English, so I usually talk to her via Spanish. And I need to get better at actually being able to understand it without using a translator. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trebian. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside of Très Bien is... the kitchen! Who? Oh, she's a cosplayer named Helinka. Well, Helinka.tw. That doesn't help at all. Body was hidden here. I see. Nice supposition. The real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? I'd have to send you her she's mostly on Instagram, and I don't think you have an Instagram, Anna. But if you did, I would say to follow her, because she does some cool stuff. What proves that? The lunch special. It's made with people. I actually don't know. Maybe this?
Take that!
Is it that? Yeah, okay, whoo, because I was like, his medicine was in there. You want to open a Twitter? She does have a Twitter, she's just not very active on there. But if you do, let me know. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I mean, there's a lot of dumb people on Twitter, but there's just a lot of dumb people on the internet in general, so, you know, kind of how it is. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? None. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Très Bien. Okay, but I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an... Oh, God. Otolaryngological clinic. Otolaryngological. God, that's a I hate that word. Just call him an ear doctor. And was given medication that day. Yeah, no, of course. I'll help you out, Anna. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu! Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. None! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elg? Of course, Anna. You know I'll always help you out. Never! I could not do such an horrible thing. No! Oh, it was Godot. Mr. Godot? How does he still have coffee? The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. He has an awful lot of rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? And I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? Je veux demand pardon, please. You must hear me out. It is a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? None! Absolutely none! Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Bramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel! Wow. Dang, they're just gonna straight up murder this man. Oui, it is clear. What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. Finally. It is true, I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. Man, I already know how this is gonna go. You were forced by who? I cannot say, or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only one at his table? There was another man. I knew it! I knew it! Okay, dang. Maggie was telling the truth. Of course she was. Maggie's a good girl. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. The confession. It is true, I hid the body in the kitchen. Okay, but did you carry the body out by yourself? Oui, I carried him, and I carried Maggie, too. Maggie, too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But why did you hide the bodies? A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. What man? Who was he? None, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You just have to put the words into his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. He won't tell me. I'll tell him. Why would you go along with this man? There was a reason you couldn't refuse. And what reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden, you're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. Wow, Maya. I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason. So I'll just have to prove it with evidence. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. Hold it. So you're claiming that all you did was hide the bodies. Is that correct? Oui, that's right. If we are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed this much. He might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. Then sock it to him, Nick. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Objection!
Shit! I fucking pressed the wrong button! Ah! I already know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, R. I don't know why I put X immediately.
Objection!
Ugh. Let's end this dance of ring around the rosy, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man that you've been referring to. Ah! Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, I don't know, maybe a month ago in this very courtroom? This man is Furio Tigre. He's the manager of a loan office called Tender Lender. There's no point in trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tigre, at least not while he had this on you.
Take that!
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you.
It is as you say.
Mr. Armstrong?
La Tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous.
Yeah, she's crying again. She cries a lot.
On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice.
I carried La body and
inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen.
Yeah, this dang TV show. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
None, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it, I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot. You will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more.
How the?
Don't sit back and relax yet, trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. Wait, did I put that in? Oh. Sorry guys, I got a little distracted. Save progress up to this point? Hell yeah. Also, sorry, I keep messing with the audio. I updated OBS today, and it's really weird because the, like, obviously, it's got the mixer, and it shows you, like, how loud your voice is and all that. But this latest update really, really smoothed out the UI. Like, it used to be kind of jumpy. Now it's really smooth, and it's kind of weird to look at it. So I've been adjusting my audio accordingly. But, I mean, I know my voice audio is pretty much where it needs to be, where it's not breaking up, but also I'm louder than the game. But I always mess with stuff just because that's just what I do. January 8th, 1:21 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. But I hope everybody is still doing good today. Like, we are gonna, once we finish this trial, then we will finish up for the day. But man, there's been a lot more happening today than I was expecting, for sure. So we're finally gonna see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, We don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Oh, is that gonna be the evidence we need? Maybe that bottle with the fingerprints on the bottle? Detective Gumshoe? What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair, just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Arrgh! Jeez, no kidding. You gotta have something you need to do, pal, anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? Ah, true. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet! In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery, who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, I kind of wonder if I should have given him the matches. Okay, I'll go get this off to the lab right away. Make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Thanks. Oh, maybe not. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. Time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8th, 1:56 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I haven't tamed him for you. It was the 3-cup job, no problem. It tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. Wow, I'm such a... Oh, come on, man. What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? Heck, no, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe yous didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout, we can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that holds you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incidents, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright.
You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. God damn, Phoenix, why are you such a puss? Get a grip, Nick. Yeah, get out from under the table. I ready to stop.
I don't know enough about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day.
Wait, what kind of lingo is that?
Yous want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta.
Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Ah!
What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games that guy in blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Lowlife? Me?
Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. And you's gonna borrow the cash from me.
That's not how this works. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with a tiger.
Huh. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute, that's really not. This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours, too. Very well, I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
You'd better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
Court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Tiger's out. Yeah, you don't know nothing about no murder. I'm sure of it. I'm saving the game. So let's press this, because that's like the one thing. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know.
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadavarini?
She write everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was.
That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? This harder. Mr. Tiger, what yous want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead-end trite and you know it. Remember the rules. No! It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in that office were you in the office that day too?
Maybe yous ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asked you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself.
Days you was talking about I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before.
Oh, really? Because this says otherwise. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you.
What?
Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him.
Not bad. You's actually not bad.
Sorry?
I was just messing with yous to see how good you were.
Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated.
You's calling me a liar? Is that what you's doing?
Uh-oh. Oh, come on. So you're saying that you claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth?
I said I'm dead serious. You better believe the truth.
Huh. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. Funk. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh, yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. The victim, Glenn Elg.
I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never been to that Trebien joint. You was here?
Really? I see. That all seems perfectly logical. He had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. Gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right?
The victim, Glenn Elg. That last statement, though. You sure you want to say that, sir? When I found these at your office! Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you was talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant.
But
if you've really never been to Très Bien before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk?
You's been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me.
Wow, thanks. Order, order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you?
Ah!
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me.
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
But listen good, all right? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid.
Well. Looks like order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elg that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Très Bien.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. Figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
See, you didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it, if I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
No problem. Anytime Trite presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job! Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it! Yes, sir.
The Special Express ain't cheap, right?
Just so you know, you play and pay and... Fuck this guy. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? That's Très Bien.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to join, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. Sir, that's impossible. Because if you look at this, that's the front door. You can't see, like, shit past the front door. So I'm gonna say that that's a lie. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. That actually sounds kind of cool, but he looks really dumb saying that. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area of something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So from the entrance of Trebien, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? We already talked about it, you dumb bastard! In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on too long. Or gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer and who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. It's obvious that it's the dumbass right here. The killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. Well, what? Well, witness? Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe yous don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dares you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Sound to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Huh. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot. Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no. Servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Yeah. No, don't worry about it, Anna. You're fine. It's good to have you here, whether you're lurking or not. I hope you're having a good conversation with your mom. Actually, say hello to your mom for me. And I hope that she's also having a good day. You don't have to apologize. We all have things we have to do. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Oh. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Objection! Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Huh. Found your pen at last, Trite.
It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible that the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Ms. Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? None other than Viola. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadavarini. She's an employee of Tender Lender.
You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick. Well, where was I? Yes, the defendant, Ms. Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had kind of a cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Ms. Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice! Once for real, and once for show. And Mr. Furia Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you! Witness, what have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You was all right. I could do with a guy like you around.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
Something to think about?
You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you's missed out on one real important thing.
But that can't be!
I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too.
You just said you didn't. Don't lie.
But I couldn't have poisoned him, he's here.
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre?
Ah,
what a troublemaker. Troublemaker? He's a murderer. Looks like we're gonna need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, will you explain yourself to the court? I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Très Bien between you and the victim?
Yeah, I loaned El Cash about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit a payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
Now, I see that the principal amount you own to Mr. Elg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know.
That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
You gonna get something to eat? All right. Have a good one, Anna. I hope you guys find something delicious. You and your family have a fantastic evening. It's good having you here. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? Ties to the victim. I can't press everything because otherwise I will die. Which I should probably save the game in case I press the wrong thing. Anytime, Anna, and thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. More time? Once I finish up this case, I'll probably be done for the night. Unless I feel like trying to do more, but I can usually only do so much Phoenix Wright because there's a lot of talking, and then I'm like, I needed my throat to rest. But we'll see. I mean, I'll definitely let you know if it happens. Or you'll see me here still. That waitress, I'm gonna try to press him on the waitress. The waitress, you mean...
The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with.
Welcome back, Eric. It's okay, Anna. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream stuff on Discord later on. I know it's not as cool as Twitch, but... Well, I don't know... Oh, because I don't think you've ever gone into a Discord stream. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you know I'll be on later on to chat if you want to talk about this, or if you want to set up Twitter. I can always help with that. Ask how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Are yous all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. The tiger's motive, huh? You didn't have any other reason to kill the guy.
Objection!
I don't know about that, sir. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct?
I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection!
What are you getting at, trite? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? No, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. Computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. Wow, rude, but also true. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would have been worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of the program? Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he's by no means an idiot, trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? when the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. Yusef1991, thank you so much for the follow. Seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because of crazy high medical bills? In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you know?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost, $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs.
No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadavarini. Did you say Cadavarini? Bruto Cadavarini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadavarini. Good job, Godot. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadavarini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly, at the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. Put that poison in that cup, sir. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadavarini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order, silence or I will clear the courtroom. He said that like 10 times.
Yous put on a good show, Spiky. If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that.
I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, trite? What was the trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Man, this is gonna kill me if I do it wrong, so I hope it's this. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. But you fucking were, you dumb prick. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? Wow, yeah, thanks. No doubt it was you standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. Like, do you guys not understand the fact that this man is red as hell? Like he's bathed in ketchup his whole life? The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen. Yeah. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Yeah, and this guy's a phony, you dumb prick. Ugh. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. What? No! Oh, come on. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far! You say he impersonated Glenn L. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Arrgh! Well, I would have that evidence if a certain someone showed up. Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, you're gonna get mauled, you's got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha. Fuck you, Godot, you know hey, he's not a good guy. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre. No! Objection! Or hold it! Please, Gumshoe. Your Honor, sir! Wait! Yay, it's Gumshoe! Look at him with his little baggie. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab.
The results?
About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now?
Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So tell us. I bet they're the tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tiger's paw prints, all right.
That's great. We have him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Egg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle really doesn't make any difference now. Oh, Gumshoe.
I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
No, Gumshoe, it's not true. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's all right, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it, and I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. January 8th, 3:04 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, he did his best. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court. Can't we? Think Phoenix? Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more of my time are yous gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final, decisive evidence to the court. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's? Your Honor, naturally the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle, is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
Phony trial, a phony lawyer, and a phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how you explain that?
You'd make a good clown, you'd know that. What? Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No, this is the bottle we found traces of poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Oh, what is this? What is this, sir?
You fell for my trap. Got him at last. What? Why's everybody gone quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor, tell that guy where to go.
Oh, you still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
Yous don't know who's yous messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you. The biggest phony of all. Okay, that's a lot of yelling. Are you okay? Is he okay? I don't think he's okay. Why are the lights broken? Hello? What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Oh, well done, trite. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Why? Why did you throw coffee at me? Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. I think he died. I think he just straight up died. On the witness stand. Oh, Maggie. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by its toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. What? Why? Capcom, really? Capcom, really? Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Ms. Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yeah, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed, he very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Vireo Tigre is truly a frightening criminal. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty! Whew, that was intense. That was a lot of shit going on, guys. Oh, that is all. This court is adjourned. Gumshoe, where are you? January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble months ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. It wasn't me at all. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Ah, it's Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe. Oh, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe? Oh yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, Well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
God damn it, Gumshoe. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. God, poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir, but on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've gotta prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate. Okay, well, how about a second lunchbox? Take that! Take that! It's about a week old, but it's still tasty. Actually, it's not a week. It's only like a day old. Here you are. Present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know. Oh no! Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Are we all gonna eat wheat? Oh no! So how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Aww. She got rice on her face. So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Dang, she ate all the weenies. All of the weenies. Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. End. Brand new episode. It's fucking Edgeworth! His hair looks different, though. Is his hair shorter? Edgeworth. Is that Edgeworth? It looks like Edgeworth. He looks different somehow, though. Are you okay, Edgeworth? Yeah. Brand new episode has been added. Yeah. Turnabout Beginnings. I think there are 5 episodes in this game. Holy crap. But this is gonna be where we go ahead and call it today, guys. Holy crap. There was... Like, I started this, and then everything was different. But we did it. We got through the case. Maggie is safe, and Gumshoe is still sad, but it's okay. I'm sure that'll turn around later on. But yes, thank you, everybody, for being here and for hanging out. This was... Holy crap, this was a lot. This was intense, and there's still more. There's still more. I think there's two more trials. But it's okay. He returns. You're just on the yeah, he does come back. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the end for YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Until the next time we delve into Phoenix Wright and figure out what the heck is going on with that boy Edgeworth.